Alright, welcome back to more Let's Play Sonic Adventure DX. This time, we're going to go back to Station Square because last time we completed the first two levels of the game. We got a Chaos Emerald stolen from us, but we also picked up another one, so I guess we're going back to Station Square to look for some more. Anyway, this is a weird little section, you can just clip in there. Anyway, back to Station Square we go. It's looking a little dark out. Interesting. Well, let's see what's all there to see, I guess. So, if we actually talk to this little glow ball...
There's a place somewhere in the city where you can go down into the sewer.
He gives you some hints on what to do. So we will follow her advice and look for a place to get into the sewer and get hit by a taxi in the meantime. So sorry about that, Sonic. Anyway, there's a free emblem in the burger shop. Just, just chilling there for anyone to grab. Anyway, open manhole cover. That lets us get into the sewer, because of course it does. Now that's the way we have to go. We can't actually make our way out through the other side because there is, well, a big old block in the way that Sonic is just too weak to get out of the way. So instead, we'll go up here and find some sewer shoes?
Now you've got Lightspeed shoes.
Oh, that's a nicer name.
Press and hold the action button to store up power. Once you have enough power, release the button and you can do the Lightspeed dash.
It's
Lightspeed dash
something.
lets you race toward rings at light speed. As long as there's a trail of rings, you can go just about anywhere.
It's not a particularly great power-up in this game, I'll be honest, because in order to actually dash through all these rings, you have to charge it up, and then you can go through it. They definitely improved on it in the sequel, where it's just instantaneous, but it exists in this game. Anyway, it is now nighttime, which means the place we need to go to should now be accessible. Yep, so... Sorry, the roommate's being a little loud. I think I'm gonna have to edit that out in post, but thankfully you won't hear it. Anyway, if we go into the hotel, we can get a trail of rings to appear. And if we follow them through, we can get this little thing. It's like a little bracelet made of crystal.
This is the crystal ring.
Not much of a
This
ring.
reduces the time needed to store power for the Lightspeed dash.
I guess it is a ring. Rings in this universe are huge. Anyway, it cuts the time needed to dash charge thing in like half, which makes it significantly more usable. I highly recommend getting that as soon as you can, like I just did. Anyway, what we have to do now is get that little switch, charge up, and then go up those rings, which hits that switch, which gives us access to Stage 3 Casinopolis. This is a stage that I'm probably going to have to edit down a lot for you guys to actually enjoy viewing, because we have to get 400 rings, which is not easy. So, first order of business, we're going to go into here and get, you guessed it, a pinball table. What do you mean you didn't guess a pinball table? What else would you do in a casino? Pinball is what they're for, right? It's an E-rated game, keep that in mind. Anyway, the gimmick on this board is that you're trying to hit those little tabs at the top. Come on, Sonic, get up there. Sometimes it takes him a few tries. And you get to go through these little tubes. Honestly, sometimes you have so little momentum on that, it just takes forever. That one was a bit of a dud. One of them, though, is pretty good. I forget how to do it. Anyway, the most important gimmick there is, are you serious? Is this slot machine. So this slot machine gives you access to a whole bunch of rings, potentially, if you actually can line up a slot, like, what do you call that, a jackpot? However, as you can see, if you get an Eggman instead, you lose rings, which, kinda sucks. Oh, we got up there? Okay, but we got a Tails line. That's a little better. Didn't really do a whole lot for me, though, but cool. More Tails. It did nothing. Yeah, so I'll probably have to edit out a lot of this map just because... Am I not getting anything for this? Is that because of the Eggman thing? That's why this board is so annoying, because yes, you have the potential to earn big, but just getting even one Eggman is so brutal. So anyway, once you run out of balls on that machine, you kind of get sent into this little sewer area. One of the few times you're actually going to want to use the light dash. And we got this little fan here. Now, I will say, you can get a lot of rings in this area. Just be very careful, because there are also a lot of little spike traps to try and get you to lose your rings. And that is the last thing you want to do, because again, we have to get 400 rings, which that sounds like a lot, and it is, but this level also is very generous with its rings, so it's not too bad. I mean, look, we're already halfway there. That being said, remember, one hit, you lose all your rings. So, yeah, honestly, getting hit, especially by things like that, might even be worth considering starting over. It's actually that bad. I'll pick those up, why not? Now, I think if we do this, well, not like that. Sonic, what are you doing? Sonic, are you just terrible? Oh, right, you have to hold the button, that's right. Okay, at least we have a little barrier now, so we have some leeway. And if it's not clear, that's not like a weird carpet, that's like a great shining light down. Because we're climbing a ladder, that will bring us to the shower room. Do casinos have a shower room? I wouldn't know. Anyway, that was the Sonic table that I showed off, plus the little basement. Now we're gonna show off the table that I prefer greatly. So this pink one brings us, instead of a Sonic table, we get a Knights table. Now, full disclosure, I have very little knowledge on the Knights series because the general gameplay just is very unappealing to me. Imagine Superman 64, but like 2D. And by that, I mean just flying through rings. Anyway, the gimmick on this board is that there's these cards that are just lying around. Basically, you want to try and line up like poker hands sort of with them, you know, like 2s of a kind, 3 of a kind, etc., that sort of thing. And you get a bunch of rings. This board is significantly safer than the Sonic board because there's no danger of getting like an Eggman line, you know, and then losing all your rings. I think the payout is a little less, like, because there's no like jackpot or anything on here, but there are definitely some good ways to get rings on this board still. Not like that though. Anyway, yeah, if you get to that little bit on the upper edge, you can access the second table. That was very unlucky. That second table just basically has a whole bunch of cards that makes getting, you know, full hands incredibly easy. There's Knights just kind of dancing away. I know there's a little more to this board than I'm describing, but I'm not really an expert. I think somebody else on YouTube probably could explain a lot better than me on how this all operates, but the general gist is get rings, and that's really all you need to know. Anyway, I will cut ahead to when I actually get 400 rings required. Oh, well, there's a bit more of an example of the bonus table in action. And yes, I have well over 400 rings at this point. I just, sometimes, you know, sometimes pinball is just fun. It didn't actually do anything, but it was neat. So neat, I'm doing it again. Nice. Anyway, now that we have all the rings, all we have to do is go into this little vault section, stand on this button here, and I hope that wasn't painful. And yes, before you ask, this is the sort of jump you absolutely could have made without all of these rings being on the ground. There's an invisible wall up here, so you actually have to do it. I know, it's sad. 10 minutes 48. Honestly, I could have finished that significantly faster. I was just,
not bad.
you know, kinda having some fun on pinball. I like pinball, what can I say? Random ice key just falling from the sky. Make sure you don't forget that.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy. Hey, we just got that emerald, man.
Oh no, you don't.
Oh, come on. I spent 400 rings on that.
Amen.
You jerk. Well, in a classic case of we do all the work and the villain swoops in to steal the prize.
Oh man, what happened
just
to that
happened.
emerald we just had?
I guess Eggman's got one of them, but the other one's safe.
Thankfully, he
That
did
guy
not
must
steal the
be
blue
desperate.
one.
That means his 2 to our 1, and that's not good. Come
Basic
on,
math
Sonic, we need
says
to get
that's not
busy.
good. We're gonna get busy. Anyway, look at that. That was Cream the Rabbit. Fun little Easter egg. So, if we go into this alleyway over here, ta-da, the ice stone. Maybe I can use it in the Mystic Ruins. That is a good idea, Sonic. I hope they let us bring it on the train. I'm sure they will. They're nice folks at the train station, right? They totally wouldn't, like, arbitrarily strike for unfair working conditions or anything, right? That would never happen in this game, right? That's the explanation for why the train sometimes doesn't work. They go on strike. Anyway, random explosion. A whole bunch of rocks open up a little cave for us. Not sure what really triggered that, but, you know, we'll take it. Especially since that's where we have to go anyway. So make sure you keep a hold of this little ice key, and we'll go right up this way. Man, this hallway is weird. I'm pretty sure you can clip out of bounds here, like, super easily. Like, without even trying, I'm pretty sure. Well, at the very least, I have a memory of that happening to me as a kid once or twice. Anyway, there's a giant pool here. Nothing in the pool, of course, but it's a pool. We can just jump kind of over it, though, so we don't need to worry about it. Anyway, ladder. I recommend jumping the speed up a little bit, but we can climb it to reach stage 4 Ice Cap, the action stage. Quiet little stage. If you turn around, there's nothing there, so don't worry about it. Got a little snowman guy. Takes a couple of hits to destroy him, so, you know, keep that in mind. He's not going to be instant. See, I think this is where we have to go up here, so that. And we'll go right inside. Hold on to the icicle and jump. It's a little finicky.
But don't hold on too long. You'll slip right off.
If you have bad depth perception, I can only imagine this being terrible. And as somebody does, it is terrible. I practiced that quite a bit. Anyway, we'll continue climbing. Get a little rocket. Go up over here. Pretty sure you can just jump up here from the main start of the area anyway, if you'd rather. Anyway, this is kind of the bulk of the level, is this sort of thing here. Pretty sure you can just do that to skip most of this area, though, if I'm not mistaken. Takes a while for the camera to catch up, though.
Use the panel to
Jump pads.
It may even help guide your way.
And that's the worst section of the level skipped right away. Now, I know I said, oh, I'm not going to skip anything in Windy Valley, but, you know, that's because that's hard to do. Skipping that section in Ice Cap, incredibly easy, and I'm actually not that big of a fan of the Ice Cap level. It's really slow, so being able to skip most of it kind of helps. Anyway, now for the part of the level I actually really like. It's the obligatory snowboarding section. It's pretty hard to actually fail this section. I mean, it's kind of hard to do it well, too, so take that for as you will. But, yeah, just kind of hold forward, and you're basically in no danger from this avalanche, which is fine. It's more of a set piece just to make you go fast anyway. Anyway, that's only for the first section. Now we can actually see where we're going, and you can crash right through this ice. It does not kill you, which I'll be honest, if this was real life, yeah, you try running into those solid blocks of ice. The only thing that would be breaking is you, not the ice. Ice is incredibly sturdy, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, you can jump off those ramps. I missed that one. I'll try for the next one. Oops. Well, not like that, I won't. Okay. Try for the next one, then. Come on, where's a ramp? There's a ramp. Let's try it. Yeah, just like that. Just basically jump as soon as you get to the very end of the ramp, and you'll get a little trick going. Yeah! Speeds you up greatly. Not like there's a point system for it or anything. Let's avoid those bombers. Thank you. Well, oh, I guess we're not going into the side cave. Okay. Not that there's really much of anything in there, so it doesn't matter. And we'll just keep on snowboarding. And now that we've hit this section, we got some more ramps. Let's try and make it. These ones actually matter a bit more. This path is significantly faster than the bottom path. There's also no trees to avoid either up there. And we can just fall down, and that is actually the end of the level. Nice little green emerald is ours. Weird that we got like usually the first emerald as our fourth emerald, but you know, doesn't matter, I guess. A little lime, or is it sour apple? Can't tell. Bright green could be a couple of different flavors. Anyway, we are back in the Mystic Ruins. We'll go back to the central hub section of it, because I think, if it's what I'm remembering... Yeah, there's this guy here. You know him and you love him.
What's up, Knuckles?
It's our guy. Was something bugging you?
Something bugging you? No time for games, Sonic. Give me the emeralds you have right now.
Yeah, no.
What? Let's just see you take them. Huh.
Are you ready for the most difficult boss fight in the whole game?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Give it your. Oh no.
Oh no. It's so laughably easy. I love it.
Oh
No.
The Chaos Emeralds.
Those are mine. It's blue raspberry, man. That's the best one. Apparently. I'm more of a cherry guy myself.
Eggman. Oh. Ha, like taking candy from a baby.
And he is doing none of the work for these.
That's a Chaos Emerald.
Yeah, what did you think it was?
You made it all too easy. You practically gave them to me.
Oh, did you get tricked again, Knuckles?
Hold it right there, creep. You can't get away with this. Knuckles, don't tell me Eggman tricked you again.
Probably.
What about you?
What does he mean by that?
Knucklehead.
What about you? What does that have to do with anything?
Now I have 4 lovely emeralds. Chaos!
Okay, I'm assuming he already ate the coconut one. He's got grape and coconut, now he's getting blue raspberry and... Is it lime or sour apple? I'm gonna go with lime.
These are for you, my friend.
Oh, that's a much bigger guy.
Oh, he transformed again.
Ew,
No one ever cuts us any slack.
looks a little grody. Sounds like we're gonna have to beat him up though, because that's what we do. And now it's time for yet another boss fight, this time against Chaos 4. Now, this is not a difficult boss fight, however, it suffers from being one of the slower boss fights. You basically have to wait until he surfaces, then you can homing attack him in the head. Also, you can just stand on this water for some reason. You sink into it gradually, but really weird how that's the case. There are also these lily pads that you can stand on if you don't want to sink. Anyway, just give him another little homing attack. Again, as long as you have one ring, you're in no danger. There's very little he can actually do to you aside from send out these shockwaves, which incredibly easy to jump over. And then sometimes he'll come up and hit the lily pads, but yeah, you're not looking too difficult. I don't know. I think this guy could have been like one less hit, maybe. It's really not that he does anything different during the course of the fight. So it just ends up taking a while for no real reason. I will homing attack him again. He's down to his last hit. So now we just wait. Yeah, you hit my lily pad, you jerk. Gonna do it again. Quit hitting all my lily pads, man. Come on. Surface. I know you want to. You just want to surface right now, don't you? Come on. Do it. There we go. Not a hard fight by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Chaos 4 fight. I mean, he looks cool, but again, he probably could have been like one less hit, maybe. Ooh, actual cutscene. There's very few of those in the game. I mean, it certainly looks like a ship. Not bad, Eggman, not bad.
Behold my floating masterpiece, the egg carrier.
Why do you call it that?
But it pales in comparison to the power of chaos.
It carries eggs,
Until
I
we
guess.
begin, my friends.
It was like a carton of eggs. There he goes. Did nothing to stop him.
Hey, we can't let him get away.
Yeah,
Let's get to my workshop and we'll take the tornado.
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys
I'm with
go.
him.
I have some unfinished business to take care of.
Oh my gosh, of
No
course.
problem, Knuckles. We'll take care of everything here.
Classic Knuckles. Shows up,
Come on. Let's
causes a
get
problem. Doesn't do anything to help resolve the problem. Anyway, so we have to go to Tails' workshop, but that's going to spawn a whole new section of the story, so we will wait for the next episode. Oh, hey, Knuckles, how's it going?
What's the matter? What are you waiting for?
Waiting for next episode, actually. So, alright, now that we're in the end, I have to say the obligatory line. If you liked the video, please do leave a thumbs up. If you want to get notifications for when the next episode goes live, please leave a subscription as well. Most importantly, though, if you want to just comment, I very much love reading those because, you know, nice. But you don't have to do any of that if you don't feel like it. Anyway, next time we will chase after Eggman on the tornado. See you guys then.